begin to gear up as Elias's for the potential end. A couple of chance encounters, a low-grade chance of just seeing where this adventure takes us, and we have now experienced the exposure as Elias Stone here has wandered back into Alexandria after hearing from a couple sources that a sickness is beginning to try to take root in the city itself. Elias, forced to save his closest friend, poor old Sheriff Cobb, inadvertently exposed himself to the same disease. As he realized that he's sick, he ventured out trying to find a doctor of some sort, deciding that he wanted to go to the voodoo quarter because Madame Laveau, the kind of voodoo priestess and one of the council members for the city, seems to have some connection to the mystical, and right now anybody in this same situation would reach out for whatever savior they could possibly have. But he didn't reach Madame Laveau. Instead, what he witnessed, though Madame Laveau was around, was the burning of bodies. Someone had gone through and was setting bonfires for the sick and exposed out here in the Voodoo Quarter. He found that even this area in which necromancy is not considered evil, but instead just a way of reusing life, he just learned that not only is this disease rampant, it ruins the body, making it unusable for undeath, which for somebody who's exposed isn't exactly a comforting feeling, but at the same time he learned a lot about it, including the fact that it usually has an incubation period of maybe a week if the person's lucky. And then he also got hit with bumping into the young woman he originally set out to go find. A young woman by the name of... where was it? A young woman. And as he bumped into this... man, I can't believe I forgot her name. That's going to bother me. Anyway, the Simvan young girl, she repeated her dream, this premonition of 4 great horrors coming to the earth, and that the first one may already be on its way. She asked him, as they are planning on leaving town because the coalition is effectively driving them out, if a glitter boy would be willing to accompany them, be the hero. And he considered it. Not only did he consider it, it seemed like a good way out. But as a man of his word, he also has something that he still needs to take care of. He still needs to figure out why Deadshot is here. And if you can, stop him. So, we're going to come back into our scene. Current chaos factor of 4. Rolled a 6, so it's going up. And now we are going to test our scene. All right. So, we are going into a interrupt scene. Okay. Rolled a 4, chaos factor of 5. It's an even number. So, fuckery becomes afoot. Let's grab our handy-dandy D100. Random event focus table, 79. PC negative. Well, shit. How much more negative can it get? Okay. Let's see. PC negative. You want a challenge to face your foe. Let's take a look at one of the meeting tables. Let's roll a description to figure out what is this new PC negative. 29. Enormously. 90. Enormously smooth. Enormously smooth. I'm going to roll an action on this too. What enormously smooth thing, and what does it do? 81 ruin and 80 ruin reassurance. Oof. Does this imply that the coalition is about ready to throw down on a coughing glitter boy? A 6? No, they're not. Let's give it a tone roll. 62, mature, 3, mature adventurous. You know who we haven't seen in a while? Not since the very beginning. Is this Blank Rose, that kind of competitor from before? 10? No, it's not. Damn. All right. Well, I'm going to roll on the threats list to see what happens here, because I am a little bit at a loss. Let's see. 8. The Mindstalkers. Oh, okay. Are the Mindstalkers affected by this disease? 3. Exceptional no. What that means is the Psystalkers are excited by it. Ooh. Does that mean that this disease has a psionic component? 17. Yes. Okay. All right. So, what I take this to mean, there's a scuffle. And as he begins to step away, Elias, in his power armor, hears just a couple of yeah. He turns back around, and he sees that there's a couple of the Psystalker Collective. The sim van that he has been talking to, they're not quite ready for it. He goes, hey guys, what the fuck you're planning on doing? I would recommend against it. And one of them just kind of looks and is like, you do not have that much time left there, Old Man Thunder. You seem like you may be on your way out. Yes. Look, it doesn't matter. I could take quite a few with me if you're spoiling for a fight. He goes, maybe. But maybe we just need to talk to the little girl there. Turns back and he goes, no. The family's been through enough. Last thing they need is for you fucks to start coming along. Yeah. So, I'm going to give him a persuasion roll. It's got a d6 minus 1. They are not impressed by his shit right now, so he's not going to get his being a glitter boy bonus. That's a 3. You know what? I'm going to Benny that. Oh, this explodes up. 7. Okay. 7 minus 1. Even with him being older, he just kind of all right, guys. Look, not one of us right now wants a fight. I don't want to fight. And trust me, you do not want to fight me. Why don't we just let the girl go, let her and her family leave. You never have to see them. You don't have to deal with them. If not, there's going to be violence. Let's roll to find out, is there violence? We are going to shuffle and get some initiative going. So, the quiet, creepy music needs to change. So, let's get some. I'm going to get some creepy music going. Okay. So. I'm just having fun here. You know, I don't get enough of an opportunity to really play with soundboards while doing solo role-playing, so you know what? It's about goddamn time. Alright, so first things first, let's find out, are there more, let's see, are there a lot of Psystalkers? Let's see, that is a 13, so that is yes. I'm going to interpret a lot to be a D8. Okay. I rolled a 1 on a D8. And 1 again. So, let's say that there are 3 Psystalkers here. And is one of them a wild card? 12. Yes. Okay. So, this might be a tricky one. Psystalkers, they're not going to last too long against a boom gun, but at the same time, they're very mobile. And with the ability to use psionics and weapons, they could run rings around him, and the psionics might do a fucking number. So, let's get some stats, and then I'm going to start dealing some initiative. And I'm going to use the Coalition Psystalker stats, because these guys have pretty much shown that they've thrown in. As he watches him step towards, there's this almost like pack mentality he sees. 2 begin to move off to his left. The one coming right at him looks like it's ready to bob and weave. He goes, fuck. You guys are serious? Yeah. Here's the metal clank before he really turns around, and the shutter on the visor, and his whole helmet just... So, he's going to take his level-headed. He draws a queen and a jack. He gets to choose which one to use. Psystalkers with a edge. They don't have quick, so they get a 2, and then the wild card gets a 5. So Elias, I think he would start with this desire to kind of talk a little bit. Hey. Alright guys, here's going to be the thing. I pull this boom gun out. Yeah, maybe one of you ends up getting me, but 2 of you are just going to be pink smears on the floor. I wouldn't do this. And let's give him an intimidation roll now. Which... Motherfucker, he's untrained. Yeah. So multi-action penalty, it's a -2. So he stops what he's doing and reaches forward. As he does, he feels his boots just begin to whir as these drills that are implanted in the back of the legs just begin to grind into the earth. Known as what's called digging in, as Elias prepares himself. As soon as he grabbed that boom gun, his armor went into combat mode. But that is his turn. He cannot move and fire on the same turn due to the fact that the digging in requires complete stillness. So, we now go over to the wild card, and we're going to roll combat actions. Let's find out what this chucklefuck does. 33, Defiant, and 63, Defiant Mechanical. I'm going to say Defiant Mechanical implies that he is somehow going to try to cause some damage directly to the armor. So let's see. Does he have any powers that could help? No. But he does, given the fact that he's armed with some coalition weapons. Ambidextrous, brawny, two-fisted woodsman. He chucks one of the frag grenades underneath Old Man Thunder. Let's give him his athletics roll, which is a D10, and he's a wild card. He just has to beat a 4. The 10 blows up. Oh, the 10 blows up again. Oh my god, that's 27. Fuck. Okay, so his grenade does 5d6 plus another d6, which is 6d6 worth of damage. Okay, well, I've only got 3, so... Okay, that's 8. That blows up. 12. And... 12... 15, 21, 22, 23. 23 damage total. Large blast template. Oh, this might be dangerous. It's not enough. It's not even close to enough to get through the armor. But with the large blast template, does this also get the Simban? Oh shit! The Mindstalker jukes to the one side. He reaches behind his belt, and it looks almost like, I don't know, like a cigar cutter kind of thing. He reaches underneath, pushes a button, it begins to beep. And as soon as he sees it, of course, Elias knows exactly what this is. It starts tumbling through the air. And he's like, "Oh, you motherfucker." It rolls just barely underneath, and then suddenly, doop, boop, boop. The explosion slams into Elias. The shrapnel just plinks off of the outside of his armor. But, given the fact that they are... Oh, shit. Okay. There is a smoldering crater. Elias turns back. He sees that he can't see much. Even the cart that they were pulling together looks like it has been smashed. It is burning. He hears just crying and wailing. He has no idea who's hurt, including if the young girl was hurt. Are you fucking kidding me? That is the wild card's turn. We go over to the other ones. And from that explosion, they are going to take their turns. They're going to run forward. They have a pretty high fighting die, and they are armed with vibro knives. Each one of them pulls them out from behind his back, and they come running forward. They have a good idea that of course, the range on a boob gun is really long, but getting up close means that he's not going to be able to utilize it. So, with a parry of 6, let's see, 1 beats him. Actually, considering the fact that they're flanking him, they both beat him. Shit. Just plain and honest. And let's see, strength of a D8, D6, and it's mega damage. So the first attack roll, and this is armor piercing of 6, which brings him down to a 38. That's not enough. The other one, that both blows up. Okay, 12, 20, 23. They begin to score on the outside of the metal. One of them goes like it's going to hamstring him, and it cuts pretty deep before he has to pull it back out. It never reaches flesh, as the there's an empty cavity behind the calf. And as Elias almost instinctively tries to pick his leg up, he can't move, given the fact that he is drilled into the earth right now. So that is their turn. We go now to Elias. He draws the 3 and the 6. He's going to take the 6. The 2 flanking him get the Joker. Shit. And the other wild card gets a 3. So, that wild card now has 3 pennies. So, these 2, right off the bat, try to reattempt what they were doing before. They get a +2 on the roll. Alright, 3 doesn't hit, but the 9 certainly does with a raise. So he gets an additional d6. Oh shit. That's 12, 16, 26. Still not quite enough. It tries to re-attack that same severed portion in the back of the leg. Elias starts leaning forward. Just fucking goddamn jackals. He leans forward, ducks down onto his knee. He's going to try to kind of return swipe. He's got a fighting of a d8. He's counted as armed, given the fact that he has giant metal fists right now. And while he can't use the gun, the 8 blows up. So that's a hit with a raise. Now, here's the major fun thing. While he's in the power armor, he has a d12 plus 4 strength. And his unarmed strikes do d4. So he does a d12 plus a d4 plus 4 worth of damage. Plus he gets a d6 from the raise. Okay, so that's 9 plus that's 11 plus the 6 is 17. Oh, the 6 blows up again. Blows up again. Oh, he hits for the full 4 wounds on this guy. And he doesn't have any bennies given the fact that he's an extra. Elias, in full fury, one hand still gripping onto the boom gun. The guy that is gripped onto the back of his leg, he reaches behind him, turning around, twisting his hip as much as he can. He can feel that strain inside the armor. Old man that he is, his hip just begins to scream at him, but all he sees right now is still the blood splattered across his armor from the civilians that were just murdered. And with one oversized gauntlet, he puts it on top like a small cap, or a large cap on top of the Mindstalker's head, and then there is a crunch. As he pulls his hand away, there is just a pink soup that drips off. So that is one Mindstalker down. The wild card, though, still turns. He goes and let's see about combat actions. Let's see what he does. Because this guy's he's not fucking around like the others are. They're just trying to get his attention, hoping to hamstring him like a bunch of like wolves. But right now, they also just saw that Elias is now mad. So his actions: 13, betray, and 49, betray, harm. Does this mean this guy's going to turn tail and run? Oh, yeah. Fucking coward. He stops what he's doing and he watches. And as the first one gets crushed, he just grabs the laser rifle, gets behind cover. He is going to take one shot with the heavy pole, or he's going to take one shot. No, he's not, because he has to stop for the heavy pulse, which could do mega damage. But then he turns and he begins to run. So he is out. Because watching somebody's skull get pulped by an oversized metal gauntlet usually puts the fear of life back into you. However, there's still one that is stuck in melee combat with Elias. And the wild card that just ran is the one that just butchered a bunch of people. We'll see if Elias will actually put up with that. We know he will shoot someone in the back, but that may mean nothing right now. Elias has not been having a good day. So Elias draws 2, the 7 and the 3. He'll take the 7. The extras get the 2, and the wild card gets a 6. Okay. Elias watches as this guy goes. He's going to multi-action penalty. He's going to take his melee attack against the Mindstalker that's still attacking him first. This is a -2 on the hit. Fighting of a d8, d6, 2 and a 2. I'm going to Benny that. The 6 blows up. An 8. They have a parry of a 7, so this hits. No raise. 12 blows up. 2 and 11. 23 plus a 5. and he rips the other one's arm right out of the socket. As he does, there is just a squeal and a spray of blood. But more importantly, this frees him up, and with his multi-action penalty, he looks, he grabs what is easily about a 12-foot long, what should be a ship cannon, mounted onto the right shoulder of this thing. It flares as there is a laser sight built into it. It begins to scope, and as the guy begins to run, he goes, "The fuck you are." He has a shooting of a D8 +1 while in, and an additional +2. Oh no, he doesn't get the marksman ability. His marksman edge doesn't come into apply because it's not the first action. So, it is just a -1 on this shot, which I don't think he's going to care. The 6 blows up to an 8, -1, so it's not a hit with a raise, it's just a hit. But the first thing that happens is the air around him as he pulls the trigger suddenly ripples like a donut in all directions. It seems to cascade and collect all the litter, the debris, pieces of paper, little bits of burning what are hopefully just bits of the bag that was in the grenade blast. Leaves as a sonic boom rattles everything around for miles. Even glass begins to shatter nearby. Firing one of these things is a telltale mark that somebody has had a really fucking terrible day. And so Elias takes the full shot. A boom gun does 5d10 plus 5 damage with an armor piercing of 25, which means this guy's armor doesn't even count. It puts his toughness down to a 10, which is the minimum that he can do on the shot. So, okay. So that is 19. That blows up. 19, 20. And now 2 more. 26. 26 to 10 is 16, which is 4 points over. He's going to burn. This Mindstalker is going to try to burn his first Benny to see if he can soak this much damage. May not be possible, but we'll see. He's got to roll a full 4 wounds. Nope. He's going to burn another one. Oh, that sucks. Burn another one. It's his last Benny. He soaks 1 wound. Oh, that's impossible. The shot just as a sonic boom inside city limits goes off. He also needs to make a vigor check at -2. Otherwise, he's going to be hard of hearing for about 18 minutes. Let's see. And of course, he just took 3 wounds, so this is at -3. Oh, dude's deaf. Just boom. He looks down, and there is deep crimson that is beginning to just bubble up from his chest. A boom gun, when it fires off a series of what almost looks like flechettes, but accelerated at well over the sound barrier. As it shreds through his body, he stumbles. He knows something is wrong. Yes. He is going to, so the Mindstalker extras, they are just bloody pulps, and with him having taken all those wounds, he now takes a -3 to all of his rolls. His pace is reduced down to 5. He's going to try to run. That doesn't even offset the wound penalties. He stumbles, drops a little bit. The blood just begins to spray out of him. He coughs. And with his action, let's see if he can do something like this. He's got a stealth, so this is a -3 on the stealth roll. And he rolled snake eyes. He tried to pull a grenade. His last grenade from underneath him. I'm going to ask a fate question. With that snake eyes, is the worst case scenario he accidentally detonates himself? Oh, this poor schmuck. That was 19. That's a definite yes. He pulls a grenade, hits the button, and his hand spasms a little bit. He drops. It rolls around underneath his feet, and he tries to grab it long enough to throw it, and he's going to take the full brunt of this. Actually, I'll give him an evasion roll after I roll the damage. So that is 8, 11, 11, 18, 23. He has to evade this, otherwise he is going to blow himself up. And this is with a -3. The explosion just ripples. A portion of his back just splays open, and it arcs up into the air as a big geyser. Elias just watches this with like, fucking morons. So that's it for combat. Elias got to at least fire off the boom gun for once, but as he does, he quickly turns back. He looks around. He's like, no. Hey, is there anybody still out there? Is anybody still alive? Oh, fuck. No, I don't know what's happened. So, fake question then. Did the young girl survive? Alright, 14. He comes over. He sees her. She is sheltered behind a much larger Simvan's body, which is still, at times, smoking, but the blood has stopped pouring out of it. Elias picks it up, moves the body aside, and he sees the blood-splattered girl. She is hurt badly. Let's take a look. We'll do the injury table. 3, arm. He looks down and he sees that her left arm is just gone. He looks at her, just, hey, you're gonna be okay. All right, I'm gonna get somebody. Of course, right now she can't hear. And he pops out of the armor and just he jumps out. And fortunately, he has one item. Okay. With the healing kit. A 3 and a 5. The 5 counts. He at least stabilizes her. And he just sits down. This girl, who just moments ago was telling him that some of the worst things to the world are about to befall. And he can't help but wonder, but she didn't stop to talk to me. Would this have even happened?